Hello everyone, my name is Dastuga and today we're going to be looking at some level remakes that people have made. Basically, the goal of this is to evaluate people's remakes, basically, of levels, see how well they did it. It's quite an interesting idea. I've always thought about this before. So let's just get on with this, really. Also, I just really love critiquing people's levels. Anyway, let's start with the chests. That is... Oh, actually, I got a shard for that. Generally surprised, actually. And I'll obviously get a shard from that. Okay, right. So, let's take a look at some level remakes then. So, obviously, when you type up a main level made by RobTop, the first thing that comes up is obviously a remake. So, say I put in X-Step. The first thing that'll come up is X-Step V2 and X-Step 2, X-Step Remake, X-Step V2 Rebirth, X-Step 2017. I'm sorry. X-Step V2 Rebirth. That's a remake of a remake. Oh, and it's by Funny Game as well, wow. Anyway, we got that. If we put in Deadlocked, same thing. Got Deadlocked V3, Deadlocked Copyable, and so on and so on. So on and so forth. So, basically, we're going to look at some remakes of levels. Like, there's also remakes of levels in Geometry Dash World, and Meltdown, and Sub-Zero. So if I put in, say, Embers, you'll see remakes of Embers, basically. They're not called remakes of Embers, like Embers V2 or anything. But they are remakes. Let's go through one of these levels. Let's look at some of the levels from other Geometry Dash apps, how about that? So let's look at something from Meltdown, for example. So let's look at Airborne Robots. Airborne Robots cover. Okay, so let's see this. Has the person attempted to remake the level? Ah! Okay, so this is basically a remake of the song. Now, obviously, what this person has tried to do is replicate the level. Now, I think it's... Normally, with level remakes, it's always pretty easy to tell if something's a remake and something just seems off. That's definitely the case with this one. Like, for example, he didn't use the move triggers right. The pulse... He's not doing enough pulsing for things like that. I think, yeah, the colors are a bit off and so on. I mean, you can always download a custom Geometry Dash color picker, which chooses the colors accordingly. But yeah, you can always it always seems a bit off, you know. You can always tell, even if you don't know why. But that's the first thing about level remakes. Yeah. So that grey part, there was enough pulsing there, and so on. Well, oh yeah, the skull's done wrong. It's an interesting remake. I mean, it's obviously not the best, but it's something, you know. All right, so our next level, let's look at something from Geometry Dash World. So say Striker, for example. So here we go, Striker Full. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Let's see how they have recreated it. So straight off, you can definitely see it has not really replicated the style, to be honest. It's interesting, like, so I don't know if the person who made this was going for a true remake. When I normally think of a remake, I normally think of, like, what would the original creator, what would he have done if he was making the level, like a full version? Now, so obviously this is not what RobTop would have done if he remade the level. The style is very different. This is definitely not his kind of style. As a re-envision, it's not the best, but as a level, obviously it's brilliant. You know, good decoration, good deco. Not quite feature worthy, but it's good. Okay. I'm just trying to get through the level now, really. Yeah, so the style has definitely just been completely... I mean, at this point, he's just building his own level to the same song, really. It's still a good level. Just third remake. Yeah, so I think it is a remake. You definitely could have stuck to the style more. Now, I know Machina is definitely, yeah, it's a featured level, definitely. So I want to see how well this person remade it and see. So obviously this first part, it's quite well done. It's definitely only a few things wrong, like the stars and the way he placed the spikes there. You can obviously tell he's just tried to make it a bit more interesting. But once again, as a level remake, he's definitely not quite followed the style. That part's actually the same. So this is actually quite the Rob Top style, actually. I've got to be honest, I think he's done this part pretty well. I think he's followed the Rob Top style out quite well. I think the movement's a bit different from the original Machina. But overall, I think this is I think this is actually quite a good remake of it. There are certain parts where he hasn't quite followed the style. But then again, I mean, I think this person might have been trying to get a featured level, which in that case, then you probably want to add a bit more decoration, don't you? This is basically, this is a good example of a good level remake. Oh, I think I detected copy and paste there. From that arrangement of spiky things. Alright, so oh wow, there's a lot of featured Machinas, wow. Is this another remake of it? Oh, so it is. Okay, so right now this is exactly the same. Oh well, apart from the colours of those. But I think I'll let that slide. I think that's fine. The main color scheme of Machina is black, white, and pink. But so far he's done this to perfection, actually. Even a classic like Rob Top, you know, rung orb thing, that's exactly how Rob Top does it. Maybe not quite the triple spike there. I can see he's copy and pasted those music notes, like on top of each other. It looks better, but that's not exactly how it worked. Obviously, this is a lot of shake as well. A bit too much shake for my taste at all in a level. It's kind of infuriating that he didn't change the color of those. I don't know what you call them, but those like noise, those sound sensitive things. I think they were the first version of decoration in Geometry Dash. Okay, so a complete change of style here, but it's not half that bad actually, because it's basically just ripped off of Monster Dance Off. Actually, that gives me the idea for the next level remake now. It's still Rob Top style, so I am gonna say that is also a very good representation of a good level remake. Wow, the Machina remakes are really good. Alright, so next we are going to have Monster Dance Off. Okay, so none of these ones are featured, but let's see how this one has done that. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like the original song isn't available, but that's okay. So this is basically exactly the same. Now I think you can kind of tell, instead of using touch triggers for that part, he's just used normal triggers, which is why it's a bit offset when you touch thing. So quite, he's obviously, I think he's definitely got that a bit wrong as well. But I mean, it's overall good. You can, I mean, it's never going to be a perfect copy. You can always tell, you can always kind of tell when something isn't quite right. Anyway, let's see this then. I don't know if this is a remake. But let's see. Okay, so I think this is actually a bit of... I noticed one thing, actually. This does not does not use any shake. Obviously, does need to use a bit more shake. I think this is an actual even better remake of it. He hasn't done the shake at all. I haven't disabled shake effects, if that's what you're wondering. But yeah, it seemed a bit bland without the shake effects. Did I see Lazy Town? Lazy Town, we are #1 dubstep remix. I'm just intrigued now. Oh, please be timed. Okay, well, it was a bit off sync, but nonetheless, great song. I can't believe I just died on the wave. Alright, so now let's look at full versions of levels. So I know people have made loads of full versions. The first one that comes to mind is blast processing. Here we go. Let's see if this has... So I think full versions are the best way to judge a remake, because they really show what the person was thinking, how the level would go. Okay, so obviously a lot of this level is most likely going to be the same, so I'll skip to the part where it changes. Alright, coming up towards the end, this is most likely where it's about to change here. Right, okay, here we go. So it's just copy and pasted. Oh. I like how I just put a really hard jump at the end. Okay, well that was a bit disappointing. Alright, so here is blast processing full. Let's see how this remake was. Let's see how well this person has done it. So you can, now we can see from the percentage that it is quite long, which means it's most likely an actual full version. So I'm just going to skip to the part where it changes, so see you there. Alright, so we're coming up on the end here, and you can see it's only halfway through the level, so something's going to be different. So this is where it says wait, yeah. Wait. Okay. Okay, so immediate speed change. That will not be in it, because it did not have any speed changes, I don't think. So, yeah, he hasn't covered up that. This is all a bit bland, so this is very interesting.